Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our Twitch TV live stream. My name is Glenn Tompkins. It's my pleasure to be here. My pleasure to spend some time with you. My mic is low, isn't it? Did you check it? All right, fine. I'm just checking. By the way, in the background, I have my producer, Joey. Say hi, Joey.
Hi, Joey.
There we go. So we're here. We're here. Oh, there we go. B. Wooster. There we go. Hello, B. Wooster. Thank you for being here. If you are in the room and you feel compelled to want to chat, let me know you're here. I want to see who's here. I really want to reach out to the new people that are here that may not have been here before, or as I like to call them, backseat Baptists. Come to the front. Be known. Ask your questions. This is our way of being able to reach out to other people in other platforms. That's the reason we're on Twitch. We do understand that Twitch is a gaming platform, and even with that, we're trying to reach out to people who are interested in learning more about the market. That's the reason why you're here. And then, of course, I've got people who are already part of the VectorVest program who are here as well. Wow, somebody already followed. Way to go. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Super Vic. What are we doing here? The whole idea of Super Vic is these live presentations are all about learning how to invest in the stock market. Every week or every day that we do these, it's more of an education of how to invest in the stock market using a software called VectorVest. But first of all, my name is Glenn Tompkins. I'm a senior instructor here at VectorVest. My job is to teach people how to use the software. So what you're going to learn here is the means by which to use the VectorVest software, and it's going to be educational. So if you're new to the market, we're going to help you to solidify a path or a foundation in learning how to make trades in the market. And the tool we're using is VectorVest. Software has been around since 1995. It's not a fly-by-night company. It is not a holy grail. It's none of those things. It is a stock analysis and portfolio management system. We're going to help you to analyze stocks in a way that you're not able to do so with the ease of being able to analyze stocks. We time the market. We will get you in and out of the market at the right time based upon how you want to invest in the market. And then we have portfolio capabilities where you can go and back test strategies. You can paper trade strategies going forward. So in a nutshell, our mantra is to teach you when to buy, what to buy, when to sell. That's it in a nutshell. So everything you learn in here will fall under those umbrellas of knowing either when to buy, knowing what to buy, knowing when to sell. And today we're going to cover a lot of that. And for those of you who are new to the market, this is a great way to build a foundation and build a path onto how to make money in the market. Joey's got this picture up here. Now, what is this all about? Well, it's a money tree. What do you hopefully, if you have a money tree, what do? You take the money off the money tree and you spend it. Well, I'm going to show you the means of having your own money tree from the perspective of investing in the market. All right? I'm going to present to you a possibly really awesome money tree where you can just reap in the money and just grab when you need, go in the backyard and grab your money when you need it. All right, so that is the purpose of today. And how are you going to do that? Well, it's the new technology that's up and coming called 5G. How many people know what 5G is? All right, whether you're chatting in the room or not, I want to get a feel of of how many people actually know what 5G is. And I know that because we're on a gaming platform, a lot of you should know, but I'm just curious to know. Please type a yes in the room if you know. There you go. There you go. Handlebar says one more than 4G. Well, that's a good way, simple way of looking at it. New people out there who are not chatting, how many of you know what 5G is? Especially my Twitchers out there. There you go. Thank you. Who is that? That is DL Hickey. I like that. Thank you very much for at least chatting that in. How many other people know what 5G is? All right. Or better yet, How many of you do not know what 5G is? Either way, I'm trying to get a feel because this is what this is going to be all about today. I got another one, 7Rad Third. Oh, gosh, I can't read the name. Anyway, you know. Thank you. Super Vic says you don't know.
Trader Man.
Where's Trader Man? Where does it say Trader? Is that what that says? Wow. Joe, that's why Joey is here, because I can't read those names. Joey says, that says Trader Man. Thank you, Trader Man. I appreciate that. B. Wooster says, a lot of money going tower companies. I'm looking them now. Super Vic says, I don't know. All right. So I'm going to put it in a simple terminology as a gamer. I do love that name too, Daniel. That is an awesome way to spell Trader Man. I didn't know. There we go. Handlebar says 5G is the next generation of mobile network technology that will make data delivery 100 times faster than 4G. So I talked to Daniel before we got started because he is my tech guy. All right. If there's anything technical, he's the guy that knows it. So I said, Daniel, dumb it down for me. He made it so that Super Vic says, okay, I got it, I know now. Daniel says that from a gaming perspective, it is the difference between PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 3. He also took it from another perspective, that 5G has the potential to be faster than Wi-Fi. Now, we all know that when we're out and about on our mobile devices, you know, you're attached to a network, you're moving, da-da-da-da. But when you're at home on your Wi-Fi, you move a lot faster. So potentially, 5G can be faster than even your Wi-Fi at home. So if you look at it from that perspective, folks, that's going to step up the whole mobile technology world. All right, the standard Wi-Fi G-type, that's what Daniel says. All right, so the standard Wi-Fi G-type, the 5G can be faster than that. That's huge when you're out and about. How many of us are out and about with our phones, looking at the internet, doing this, and how many times do you get into a dead spot where it's not working and it affects your ability to conduct business while you're out and about? Hopefully 5G is going to be the next step to fill the gap between being out and not being in dead spots or being able to move faster. So it is a growing technology. And, you know, remember when the tech stocks came out and, you know, all of the dot-coms back in 2000s, when the dot-coms came out and they were rocking and rolling. Good afternoon, Iha. What scale of faster? That is a question that I'm going to let Daniel answer for you, Iha, because I don't have that answer. And I'm glad that I have Daniel in the background to hopefully fill in some of the technical lapses that I may have in regards to 5G. All right. B. Wooster says 5G is a smaller signal wave and thus doesn't go as far, so a lot of new towers will be built. So I did hear that as these go up more, because they need to bounce off of each other, so more towers will be built in order to keep that connectivity as fast as what it is. So look at that. B. Wooster's getting that. So, but Iha asked the question, Daniel, of what scale of faster? I think Daniel said on a scale of like 100. On a scale of like 100, something along those lines. But hopefully, like I said, Daniel will answer that question for you, Ihop. So you remember back when the tech bubble happened, and all of these companies, all of these .com companies were going up. It was a fast industry. Well, it could be on the same level. Now we all know what happened with those. A lot of them went out of business. All right, we understand that. But if you could have been on the ground floor of all of that tech-comnosity, woo, that's a good word. Tech-comnosity. That's a new Glenism. If you could have been on the ground floor of that, there's a lot of money that can be made. So Daniel says 5G tops out at 10 gigabits per second. It is not there at present, but has the top end of 10 gigabits per second. That sounds like a lot of stuff. 10 gigabits. You know what that is, Joey? Yeah, Joey doesn't know. All right, don't say you know because you don't know. You don't know. All right, so it is a booming, or it could potentially be a booming industry. And what we're going to do today is we're going to enter into the realm of finding the 5G stocks to possibly get in on the ground floor on, to have that money tree right there, but by way of 5G. So with 5G, what we're going to do is we're going to water it. We're going to water this money tree and help it to grow. 5G could be a possible, veritable money gaining adventure for you. So that's what we're going to cover today. All right. And EHOD, there you go. Daniel is answering a lot of questions for you directly. EHOD, there you go. So thank you, Daniel, for doing that. So you know something, I'm going to bypass a lot of what we normally do by looking at the home page. We're going to go and try to find these 5G stocks. Now, one thing that I will do, I will go to the home page for one thing, all right, because this is going to be important. Remember, folks, we track 8,209 stocks, all right? If I'm trying to find 5G stocks, how much time would it take for me to go through over 8,200 stocks to find 5G stocks? It would take me quite some time. So the reason why I came to this homepage is to get you to understand how many stocks we track and how arduous a task it would be to try to go through each and every one of those stocks to hone in on just the 5G. So tell you what we did. We created a list of these stocks for you in our viewers. All right, and I'm gonna go to the stock viewer, and from here, I need the other side, Joey. All right, because now I'm going to go to a specific, there we go. I'm gonna go to a specific viewer. What do I do? Do I need to go to my regular one? There you go. Look at you, Joey. All right, so Joey has to do this for me from time to time because I'm not the tech guy. Grow your money 100 times faster. How about possibly eat how we can? How about possibly eat we can? So I'm going to step on. I'm going to do that. So what we're starting off right now is the stock viewer. These are the stocks that have been sorted by our master indicator VST. So out of the over 8,200 stocks, you're looking at the stocks that have the best combination of value, safety, and timing. And out of the 8,209 stocks, the stock at the top of the list is PCMI, followed by Boom, and going on further down the line. These stocks have the best combination of value, safety, and timing. This makes life a little easier for you so that at any given time, even as a brand new subscriber to the software, to hone in on some of the best stocks in our galaxy of over 8,000 stocks. But let's take this a step further. We're going to go to an already created watch list in our overview watch lists, and the name of the watch list is called 5G. We've already provided you with a watch list of 5G stocks. Currently, we have 45 stocks in that watch list. So a lot of these stocks, especially as being Twitchers, you're going to know what a lot of these stocks are, like Advanced Micro, Broadcom, Apple, Intel, NVIDIA, Analog Systems, Cisco, Skyworks, Amazon, Micron, Microsoft, Alphabet. There's a lot of stocks in here that you guys already know. And now maybe you didn't know that they were in that whole 5G industry. So guess what? We've put them into a watch list for you. Now from this watch list, this is a veritable gold mine of stocks to get into. Now first, we got 45 stocks. I'm going to point out to you when you can find out if this 5G is in good standing or bad standing. So right now we got 45 stocks. Watch this. At the bottom of this watch list, we have something called the watch list average. This watch list average is going to let me know if the 5G industry is something that we want to be in right now or not. How do we do this? We right-click on the watch list average, and we're going to go view the watch list average graph. Once we do that, it's going to bring it up. Notice that everybody knows who's been here that we use moving averages when we're looking at stocks. We're looking at a 3 and an 8 exponential moving average. What do you see going on with the most recent activity with all of the 45 stocks? Is it moving up or down? Type it in the room. Is it moving up or down? Because I'm going to ask a second question behind it. Is it moving up or down? Yes or no? Type it in. While you're typing that in, I'm going to take a sip of water. Well, thank you, Joey. Nobody else wants to talk? Well, it makes it real simple. If you look, the 5G list of stocks is actually moving up right now. And is it a good, my second question was, or was going to be, if it was a good time to be in them or not. JB, what's up? What's up, Jay? What's up? Ooh, it's magic. Jay, every time you type, I'm looking at it, I need an interpreter to understand what you just typed. Handlebar says up, Super Vic says super bullish, and you're right, it is definitely bullish. Is this a good time to start thinking about being in it? Possibly. The 3 is above the 8. Let me put this graph on a 3-month graph. Looks like a different picture, doesn't it? So, is this a good time to be in the 5G stocks? This looks like it possibly is right now. Looks like it possibly is right now. Now, all my regular VectorVest people, what don't I like about this graph? What don't I like about this graph? All right, Traderman says moving up in a channel. Now, you're looking at a upward moving channel, which I can draw a freehand line, connecting the lows, connecting the highs. There we go. There's your upward channel. But Traderman, let me do something else. Change the style. Let's make it so you guys can see it. The big difference between what we're looking at, Traderman or not, is yes, it's in a channel, but what's the biggest thing? It's moving up. And when we look at a graph, we train people to look at a graph that's moving from the bottom left to the top right in a smooth pattern. In this small channel, that is steady movement on an industry. That's exactly what you want to look for. So Traderman is right on point. It is in a channel, it is moving up, and it hit a new high over the last 3 months. But what don't I like about it? And Traderman says heading close to resistance. What I don't like about it is earnings per share. Why? Because earnings is the engine that drives a stock higher, or in this group, a group of stocks higher. This tells me that the group of stocks have falling earnings. Now, if earnings is the engine that drives the stock price higher, when it's falling, that's not something that altogether you may want to be in. But I am going to go off of price action on the watch list. Now, how do I know when it's a good time to get out? How about if I break through Traderman's trend? If I break below that trend line, that definitely lets me know that I probably don't want to be in it anymore. But this is straightforward, one of the easiest ways to determine whether you're in a stock or you're in an industry, if it's okay to be in that stock or industry. And right now, the 5G industry is booming up enough that over the last 3 months, hit a new 3-month high. I would really like to see earnings rebound and start moving up, but nonetheless, it's telling me that these 5G stocks are a good way to be. So when the question came up and said, well, you want to grow your money 100 times faster, how about being able to get in to 5G at the right time? Let's put this back on a 1-year graph. Do I have more upside? I sure do. Over the 1-year graph, I have a high on this list sitting at about, what was the high? 165.79, and right now we're at 156. Do we have upside currently? Yes, we do, until at least this value of resistance. So absolutely. Let's change that style. I'll make that a little darker for you. There we go. We have a level of resistance. We definitely have some upside to that level. So you know something? This may not be a bad time to be in 5G. Something else to take a look at. And this, without VectorVest, you don't get this information. Something to protect you a little bit. We have an indicator called RT. RT is something called relative timing. It's one of our core proprietary indicators, which is cast on a scale between 0 and 2. When one of our proprietary indicators is above the value of 1, it's favorable. When it's below the value of 1, it's unfavorable. Make that simple. RT, currently above the value of 1. RT, currently above the value of 1 at 1.22, tells me that 5G is in an uptrend. But what else do I see? I see a downward trending RT over the last 3 months or so. You know what that tells me? It tells me to be careful. Without VectorVest, you don't have that kind of information. RT looks at the short-term price trend of a stock, or in this case, a group of stocks or a watch list. This tells me, if nothing else, to just be careful. How many of you don't, without this information, will just go and jump and you don't know that you have potential danger ahead? This is the beauty. One of the benefits of being a VectorVest subscriber is having this kind of information. And Ihar is right. This is known as a bearish divergence. This is known as a bearish divergence. Price is moving higher, but our indicator relative timing is moving lower. Not a ton lower, but lower nonetheless. This just tells you to be careful. Price action, though, tells me that 5G is moving up. All right, I'm going to close this graph. Now, let's talk about how, over the last year or so, when we talk about the year, we're only 4 months into the year, how the power of market timing could be used in conjunction with this list of stocks to help you to grow your money. All right? Now, we're going to start off with, when you're looking at making money in the market, you need to know when to buy, what to buy, and when to sell. Let's start off with when to buy. What are we going to use for knowing when to buy? We're going to use market timing. Now, for the new people who are in the room, when we say that we use market timing, we don't predict which way the market is going to go. We are trend followers of the market, and we will keep you on the right side of the trend. So let's go open up a market timing graph, all right? This is our market timing graph. And what the market timing graph tracks is in one ticker symbol known as the VVC, which is tracked here in candlesticks. That VVC, which looks at the movement of over 8,200 stocks, we feel that it is a better representation of broad market movement. This indicator, the VVC, looks at the movement of over 8,200 stocks in one ticker symbol. Now, you cannot go out in the world and trade the VVC because it is our indicator, our means of tracking the market. When we time the market, we can see when the market does what it does. The market goes through 4 cycles. The market rises, the market tops, the market falls, the market bottoms. The market rises, the market tops, the market falls, the market bottoms. The market rises, the market falls, market tops, the market falls, the market bottoms. The market rises, the market tops, and that's where we are right now, in a toppy market, just breaking out of a channel though. But look at the movement of the candlesticks coming out of the breaking of the channel. There's a lot of smallness in there, which denotes days of indecision. When the market goes through days of indecision, it's having a hard time maintaining. Look at this. When the market moves up, look at the candles, much bigger candles. When the market falls, look at that. Look at the candles, much bigger candles. When the market moves sideways, we start to get into a little indecision, and the market's got to go one way or the other. The VVC rocks, says Jay. Thank you, Jay. All right, so currently, we're at a level where the market is looking for a top, but we noticed that the 5G was moving. I am going to use this graph and 3 timing signals based on whether you're conservative, whether you're prudent, or whether you're aggressive, and use those 3 different market timing signals to use that list of stocks to determine how well you could have done based on market timing. So a couple of things in play there. We have a list of an industry that's on the rise, and we have market timing to determine when we would get in and out. All right, SuperVic says, get me some MU calls if it goes up looking good. So let's talk about, we're going to get to that in a second. We're going to get into some Micron in a second. All right, so the first call we're going to use is called the confirm calls. This is the slowest, most conservative timing signal we have. All right, best used for longer term investments. We got the last up call on 1/18 of 2019, and we're still in that up call. From a market timing perspective, and especially new people, from a market timing perspective, was that a good opportunity to get in the market and make money? Yes or no? From a market timing perspective, was that a good call to get you into the market and make money? Notice that it was not very close to the bottom. It's not designed to get you into the bottom close or out of tops close. It's designed to get you in to take advantage of a trending market. And did it do its job? And the answer to that is yes, it did. Look at that up call on 118 and look at where the market is now. That was an excellent opportunity to get into the market. We're going to start off with the slowest timing signal. All right, I'm going to go back to the viewers. How do I want to do this? I want to do it this way. No. I go back here. All right, we're going to go back to this list. 5G list. That last up call was on January 18th of 2019. I'm going to take the date of this list back to January 18th. See that green light? That was the last up call on the confirmed call. I'm going to take this list. This is what this list looked like on that date. Here's all of the values of all of the stocks in this list as of that date. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to test the top 10 stocks. This is first off sorted by our master indicator VST, value, safety, and timing. I'm going to take the list sorted by VST and let's see what it did. I'm going to quick test the top 10 stocks. All right, quick test the top 10 stocks. How about MU is in there? How about that SuperVic? MU is in there. These stocks from that call is up 15.34%. Anybody not happy with that? Anybody not happy with that? Can we use 5G watch list and put on performance chart relative to VVC? I'll check it. I believe I can. You know, on a performance graph, I'll check it. Remind me towards the end of this presentation to see if I can do that. All right? These stocks went up 15%. The market in that same time period, which we like to liken to the VectorVest composite, remember, it tracks over 8,200 stocks. We feel it's a better representation of broad market movement. So the market, or the 8,200 stocks in the database, went up about 7%. We doubled what the market did in that time period. How powerful is that? But wait, let's see if we can make it better. All right? I'm going to close that, and I'm going to sort this list. Okay, I'm going to sort this list to bring the safest stocks to the top of the list. Again, an indicator that's only found in the VectorVest platform. Relative safety. It is an indicator of risk. Relative safety looks at the consistency and predictability of a company's financial performance. Remember, earnings is the engine that drives the stock's price higher. So we look at things like earnings and earnings growth rate in regards to looking at relative safety. We're going to simply click on that column, relative safety, sort the same lists to bring the safest stocks at the top of the list. Is MU in here now? MU is further down the list. Is in the top 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's number 11, so it's not in the top 10 right now. All right, let's test the top 10. Wow, we did a little better. 15, almost 16% now with the market going up 6.98%. We did a little better. How cool is that? How simple is that? So I can take the 5G watch list and utilize the power of the VectorVest software to get us a better probability of making more money in the market, only using those indicators that you will only find in VectorVest. That is part of the power of what the VectorVest software can do for you. All right, we're going to do one more thing. So 15.86%. Let's do this. Why not look at the stocks? Why not look at the stocks that trade the most? So I'm going to move over to average volume. That is a 50-day moving average of volume of the stock. I'm going to sort the list now by average volume to bring the stocks that trade the most to the top of the list. That bring the stocks that trade the most to the top of the list. How cool is that? So not only are we looking at 5G, we're looking at the ones that trade. Well, if they trade that much, that is a great way to jump on board stocks, right? People are interested in those stocks. So let's sort the list so we find the stocks that have the most interest, okay? Let's quick test the top 10. 16.66%. Folks, when I started off and I said, you're going to have a veritable money tree, I wasn't just whistling Dixie. Look at this. Anybody, was that January, February, March? That's about 2.5 months worth of time. In a hot industry, would anybody not be happy with 16%? How about that? Let's do something else. If the top 10 are good, let's see what the top 5 did. Almost 20%. Every stock made money. Now I'm going to do something different, and I didn't already test this. Let's say that you look at these stocks and you say, man, I like that industry, but maybe I want to trade stocks that are a little less money. Why not sort the list by price? Let's bring some of the cheaper stocks to the top of the list that are in this, all right? Now, I don't know what this is going to look like, but I want to accommodate those that may not have a ton of money in the market. I can still use this list and possibly find some good stocks. Let's see what happens, though. Let's do a quick test of the top 5, sorted by price. Not nearly as good. So you know what this tells me? The indicators that I'm sorting by are bringing some of the best stocks to the top of the list. It's called rank analysis. So if you don't have a ton of money, how about only cherry picking the stocks that do go up and stay away from the ones that don't? By way of cherry picking, I found the stock that did go up 11%. Let's change this from 5 to 10. Still looking at it sorted by price. Let's see. Did I have an opportunity? Look at that. 10 stocks, I got more of an opportunity to make money. And maybe only cherry pick the stocks that are moving. So now that number actually would be higher. That would, JB says, it's okay. Stay in your lane, bro. That's for John, that's for Jay. Stay in your lane, bro. All right? But that is a beautiful, without having a lot of money in the market, do you think that that makes sense? Yes or no? So now I've shown you several different ways to use the power of this list that we already have for you, using the VectorVest software and these indicators to help you to hone in on some of the best sorts in a hot industry. Some of the best sorts in a hot industry. All right, let's speed this up. What if I'm a little bit more of a prudent investor? So I'm looking for the best of both worlds. I'm looking to make some money, but without putting a lot of risk at hand. I'm going to use a different timing signal. Let's go back to the market timing graph, okay? I'm going to speed the signal up a little bit. I'm going to change from the confirmed calls, and I'm going to put on our technical timing signal known as the DEW. When was its last up call? 111 was the up call, and we would have gotten out on 322. 111 to 322. So a little faster. Let's see what the same list would have done for a more prudent investor. Let's go back to my list. Eha says, can we use the 5G watch list? Oh, I already said I'm going to take a look at that. All right. So now let's change the date to 111. All right, that's 111. And now that was what these stocks look like on that prudent call known as the DEW timing signal. All right, so on the DEW, On that date, that's what these stocks look like. All right, and now let's do a quick test of the top 10. Now, we got in on January 11th, but when was the down call? On March 22nd. So I'm going to change my end date to reflect March 22nd. And what is this sorted by price? By price, 6.5%. Look at that. Found IQ went up 40%. LNVGY, 25%. ADTN. How many of you know all of these stocks? I don't. But the power of the VectorVest software is putting you into stocks within the 5G industry that you may not know, getting you in at a good price and getting you out and making you some money. All right, so just think about that. All right, but I don't want to sort it, I don't want to sort it by price. I want to sort this by our master indicator first. So we're still looking at the DEW up call, quick test to top 10, from January 11th to March 22nd, 12.83%, almost double what the market did. 9 out of the 10 stocks made money. All right, let's change the sort. Let's go to relative safety. I love this sort, no matter what stock. I love this sort because no matter what industry or stocks we're in, we're bringing some of the safest stocks to the top of the list. Let's quick test the top 10. Wow, 16.5% on this list. Using a more prudent timing signal of knowing when to get in, 16.5%, every stock made money. Nice. All right, let's do this one more time. What else do I have? Let's sort by our comfort index, CI. CI looks at the stock's ability to withstand long or lengthy price declines. In layman's terms, CI finds you stocks that go up more than they go down. Only we have that kind of indicator as well. Also cast on a scale between 0 and 2. All right, above the value of 1, the stock is going to tend to go up more than it goes down. Let's do a quick test of the top 10, 14.67%. And this is within 2 months. 2 months. Look at that. Anybody not happy? Think about it. 2 months, and you do that every 2 months. Let's say about 15%, 15, 30, 60. That's, how much is that? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 15. That's 30, 60. That's 90% in a year. If you could duplicate that, 90% in a year. Someone asked me, could you make 100 times your money? That's 90%. That's almost 100. Theoretically, on paper, I just showed you that we're close to making 100%. Theoretically, and that's on paper. I don't get me wrong. I know that. But I'm showing you the possibilities are there to accomplish the goal that you put up to me once we first started. Think about that. The water helps my voice. So since my flu, my voice has been all jacked up. So I'm working on it. All right, let's speed this up one more time. Let's go to the fastest timing signal we have. We're going to go back to the market timing graph. Now you can understand why it's important to know when to buy. Because you notice that I just did not willy-nilly pick a date and run with it and say, oh, the strategy went up, blah, 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 without being able to explain it. The dates are crucial to knowing when to buy. And I'm using those dates for my when to buy. Let's change this from the DEW to the primary wave. All right, B. Wooster says, Glenn, you are a Marine. You don't need a bot telling you a good job. I know, B. Wooster, but it's all good. I want people, if you feel compelled to cheer, type in a cheer. And if you feel compelled to cheer, by all means do so. That means you like it. That means you like what you're hearing. All right, so I'm all right with that. Let's go look at the most recent completed call, which was on 3/13 to 3/22. All right, very short time period, but this is a faster timing call. This is a faster timing call. Let's see in this little bit of time how well this would have worked out. All right, let's go back to the list. Boop, boop, boop. Let's go back to the list. Let's change the date to 3/13. 3/13, that was the primary wave up call. This is what this list looked like. Let's sort it back by VST again. Let's do a quick test of the top 10. Now we got out on 322. Folks, 313, 322. That's about a week's worth of time. 313, if it was 14, 20. That was about a week's worth of time. 3.27%. 7 stocks made money, only 3 lost money. And even your 3 losers are dealable. You can deal with that. 3.27%. The market was down 1%. We more than tripled what the market did. 7 winners, 3 losers. This stuff works. Let's look at the relative safety. Sort by relative safety. All right, short term though. Short term, relative safety. 2.5%. 8 winners, 2 losers. Look at this, folks. This is 1 week. Look at this. How many of you can consistently do this in 1 week? I'm curious to know, because if you can, it's awesome. 1 week. Let's go move it again. Let's go sort this list again by average volume. Let's look at the stocks that are trading the most. Average volume. Sort the list by average volume. All right, the most heavily traded ones at the top of the list. John says, Mr. Tompkins, is there 5G on the Derby? No. No. Not yet. Because 5G is not in a search. Might be something that we might want to add to the Derby, and we might look at doing that. We might look at doing that. I like that. I like that that suggestion, John. I like that we could possibly add it to the Derby to make sure we can see when it's rocking and rolling. I like that. All right, so I sorted the list by average volume. I can always tell at the top of the left. Let's do a quick test of the top 10. 3.29%. 8 winners, 2 losers. Still blowing the doors off the market. So yes, is 5G a happening industry? Yes, it is. I've given you a nice little education on, 1, where they're housed in the software. They're in a watch list already for you. There's 45 of them already here. I've also taught you how to use the power of the software by way of our proprietary indicators to pinpoint some of the best sorts to maximize your potential to make money in this rising industry. I showed you how to look at a graph of the industry to determine whether it's a good time or not a good time to be in that industry. Look at that. Look at that. I like Trader, oh, dang it, what was his last name? Traderman? Was Traderman? Thank you, Joey, for nothing. I like Traderman's idea that it was in a channel moving up, but big thing is it's moving up. Let's put it on a 3-month graph. That's beautiful right there. There's nobody there's nobody in this room who should be unhappy with being able to do that. And how do I know when this industry might be starting to falter? When I watch price fall out of this channel, or I watch the 3/8 of this industry turn to the downside like here. That's a great opportunity to get out and wait for an entry back in. Look at that. The 3 and the 8 exponential moving average on a stock, or in this case on a watch list, proves to be a superior way, an easy way to get in and out at the right time. All right, that's a great idea, 5G winners. And I'm thinking about maybe we add that to the Derby. Anybody have any questions? Number 1. Number 2, to include the people that are in the background, did you guys find this information useful? And I want an honest answer. Did you guys find this information useful? So I want to know, and I really want the new people who are sitting in the background, who may not be chatting, and I really am okay with that, but I want to make sure that I did not waste anybody's time by being here at this presentation. This is important. This is the kind of stuff that's going to make the difference between being in on the ground floor of something and not. This is the kind of information that you're here for. All right, so this is what it's all about. And Super Vic, again, glad. As a brand new person, D.L. Hickey, glad. These are names that I haven't seen much of in the past. So this is what it's important to me. I want to make sure that as we come out to this platform of folks, that you guys are learning something. This is what it's all about. When Super Vic came in, he asked the question, you know, what is this for? What is this all about? It's about an education in regards to trading in the market. I am not going to sit here and give you a fish. My job is to teach you all how to fish, because that is going to be more beneficial than just feeding you for the day. All right? I want to be able to teach you what to do so that you guys can eat for a lifetime. Now, I'm going to try to do something real quick. I'm going to add a new graph. I'm going to go to performance graph. This is for EHA. Performance graph. There's the VVC. Nope, I can't put a watch list up here. I wasn't sure if I could. I can track a stock, an industry, or a sector, but I can't track a watch list. So I cannot compare. Thinking of a way around it. I do not think that I can compare the 5G. Actually, I can do it this way. Watch this. Stock. Let's put on, I can do it this way. Hold on. All right. Let's go put up the market timing on one side. And let's go put up a watch list on the other side. Maybe. Overview. Oh, no. It should be just 5G, right? There we go. Ta-da, there you go, EHA. The three, there you go. So I can compare them side by side.
Damn same.
Leave me alone, Joey. I'm not talking right now. Move that over, move that over. There you go, EHA. I can compare them side by side. And Joey is right. They almost look the same. No, he's not really right. He just thinks he's right. He's not really right. You're not right enough.
I'm more right than I am wrong.
No, you're more wrong than you are right. Anyway, there you go, EHA. That's the best way that I can compare the two together. I figured that if I sat here long enough, I could figure out a way, and there you go. There you go. 3 and 8 EMAs, good trading indicators, but for participating in a sector industry trend, often the 40 is simple moving average better. How about EHA? Is that a good opportunity to get in? Let me minimize. I'm going to minimize it. Doesn't matter. Let's go back to check that watch list graph. And let's go back to 5G. The 3 and the 8 do a good job even on the watch list. How about this? Let me take that. I can't stand that. Let's move in. EHA. Was this a good opportunity to be in that industry? 3-8 cross. Until right here. Let me move this over. Can I move this over, Joey?
Yeah.
How about the group was sitting at 134.35, and when we would have gotten out, it would have been at 142.15. That would have been a good opportunity to make money. The 3 and the 8s we have found does a great job whether you're a shorter-term trader or a longer-term investor. And getting back in, how about getting back in? The group was at 145.66, got us out at 144.22. That one would have been more of a losing trade, but I would have mitigated my losses and gotten out quick. I'm not afraid to tell you that not every trade is going to be a winning trade. But if you can learn to mitigate your losses, you're going to live to fight to see another day, and that's important. Mitigating your losses is almost as important as making money in the market. Jay says, how about create 2 portfolios? I could do that too. I don't want to do that yet. Remember, Jay, a lot of people in here are brand new. I don't want to overwhelm them with a ton of stuff yet. All right? Man, lighten up on Joey? Nope, not gonna. Not going. I've known Joey for what, 15 years?
Yeah. How long you worked here?
Yeah, I've worked here 15 years. Yeah, I'm not lightening up on him. Oh, no. He gets it every day. Every day. So, yeah, I'm not lighting up on him. All right, anybody else have any questions? Anybody have any questions? And remember, there's no such thing as a silly question. This is the only way. If there's something that I explain that you don't understand, ask the question. Ask the question. Let me undo the zoom. Let me zoom back in, put it on 3 months. It's telling me right now it's okay to be in this industry. That's not a bad play. Look at that industry. Now you understand why we've done work on it. We want you to be able to take advantage of it. And it's still in its infancy. Look at this. It's still in its infancy. You guys have an opportunity to ride it up even higher than the most recent high over the last year. Can I put longer? Let's go see. Look at that. Look at and these are the stocks that are in the 5G. And look at this. This industry has the potential to run even higher. Well, I'm new here, and you give us an ooh. Jay, you're new here, but you're not new in just in general. Look at this. Look at the capability of this industry. Do you have the opportunity to catch it before it runs again? I'm giving you that opportunity. The software and the power of the software is giving you that opportunity to jump in well before it runs again. Now, the choice is yours. Do you want to be in on this next run or be the one sitting back saying, I wish I did it? Or saying, man, I didn't take advantage of that trial that Glenn was talking about. And man, I'm hearing it on the news that 5G is exploding. I'm showing you that it is doing well. This is an opportunity to ride it up to as far as it wants to go. I'm sure people back here were going, man, I don't know how high this can go. Look at it run. Look at it run. Look at it run. This is a good opportunity for you possibly to catch it before it runs again. Lisa says, Glenn, come to Tampa next year. John and I will go back for sure. I'm thinking maybe I will next year. I'm thinking I may next year. We'll see. Normally, I know Steve Chappell definitely is there.
You don't get to go.
I don't get to go? Joey says I don't get to go. All right, well, I guess I don't get to go.
So Daniel talked to Tim about the VVC versus the watch list. He said there's not a good way to do that right now.
Okay.
If people want it, they can tweet at VectorVest.com or at VectorVest on Twitter and request it, and it will get moved up the list.
Oh, okay. So that whole list, that whole thing that EHA wanted about comparing the watch list to the VectorVest composite, if you tweet back, on VectorVest.com, we can get it moved up so our developers will look at it. Lisa's telling you to hush because she wants me to go to Tampa. We'll see. We will see. All right. Anybody else have any other questions? All right. Well, this was a good presentation as far as something that's hot. Something that's hot. You know, it's hot. That's how hot it was. This is a good opportunity, folks. VectorVest is getting you in possibly to a great opportunity. And, you know, now that you have that graph, you can see when it's no longer a good opportunity right now. Look for that 3-8 cross to the downside. Then wait. Wait for it to bounce back up again and try it again. But at least you now have the knowledge of knowing what to do and when to do it. And that knowledge is half the power, is half the thing. So make sure that you take advantage of it. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Now, if you're new to the software or would like refresher information about the software, click on this Getting Started video right here. Thanks to all of your input, here's a YouTube video that we think would be perfect for you. Click right here. If nothing else, folks, just hit the subscribe button right here.